Welcome, everybody, to the
I'm Fat Podcast.
Snacks are best saved for later.
With Jay Zawoski.
That man ate all our shrimp and 2 plastic lobsters.
And Rick Camp.
Out the mist came a beast, more stomach than man.
Welcome into another edition of the I'm Fat Podcast. This time live on the YouTubes.
Hello.
Because it's Monday night. I am Rick Camp, alongside fellow fat Jay Zawoski. And Jay, we are brought to you by Charlie the Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, Fredo's Culinary Kitchen, and Nik Ivy Brewing. And now that I'm already out of order.
Yeah. What the hell?
I know. It's like the funny thing is when we record this, in theory, if I had a bad start, we could just restart the whole thing, but we never do that anyway because we're most of the time on a time crunch. Or we're also just like, nah, screw it. And we just done this enough times where it just flows. However, today, of course not.
Well, I'll say so. It usually flows so well that like our intro is the same all the time.
Yes.
So maybe a little bit of a change will catch people off guard. Right?
Yeah. I know. Well, I forget if it was this week or last week at some point. Sam's just started rattling off my intro. And I'm like, yeah, you pretty much nailed it. Yeah, that's pretty much what I do every time. Creature, whatever.
There she is, right immediately as the show begins. Sam is right there up your ass in the chat. 8:01 p.m. Rick, isn't that what your script says?
She wrote me a script to leave on my. She left quote on my notebook to read at the beginning of the podcast, and I did not follow it.
You ass.
Yeah,
it's a bad start for you.
It is. I don't know.
Sam's still with you. That's what matters. Well, let's get to it. Thanks for being here. Follow us on all of our socials at I'm Fat Pod. If you're watching us on YouTube, you already know the address. But if you don't, youtube.com/I'm Fat Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to that page. So when we do go live, you get notified and you'll know right away when we're live. Turn those notifications on and make sure you hit that like button too if you're here watching. Got a bunch of people in here already. We appreciate that. Let's keep it going. I just sent a bunch of tweets going out. So spread the word. Let your friends know if you know they like the podcast that we're live right now. That's very, very helpful. We've got our merch shop, I'mFatMerch.com. Check that out. Bunch of new stuff in there. The new Onion Ring of Honor design, a couple new logos, all kinds of stuff available in there as always. And what else we got? Got our Patreon, patreon.com/I'mFatPodcast. I'm Fat Pod. I'm sorry. And then we've got the Facebook page, the fan page. Make sure you follow that as well. The I'm Fat Podcast fans group. Tons of good stuff in there. So Rick, you and I, for the first time in a long time, saw each other.
Yes. In person.
And it was not a party where you were distracted and pulled in a million different directions.
Right.
We had to spend a lot of time looking for our balls.
Golf balls.
Yes, correct.
Yes. I signed up for the old CHGO golf outing at Cog Hill. It was a good time. Saw people I hadn't seen in a minute. Like saw Adam Hogue, saw Dennis Gambino, like people
Hogg.
Yeah, our own Adam Hogg said I wasn't the guy that had us doing so well. I saw him after the round in the line by the salads, which okay.
Past that.
Yeah. Well, I grabbed some pasta salad and I ate that while I was in line for the tacos.
You gotta make room on your plate.
Exactly.
You're
That's
not
what
trying
I
to create
thought.
work. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were in the golf tournament and we did not do well.
No, we were bad. And I've talked about how bad I am at golf on several of these podcasts. And you saw me play the worst I've ever played.
Which is still better than I generally play.
I couldn't do anything.
And the great thing was we all had our part in not doing jack shit.
Well, yeah, we bought a hole-in-one.
Yes.
We bought 4 mulligans and used all 4 mulligans.
Yeah.
And still finished dead last.
And not just dead. Now, mind you, there were a few groups that stopped keeping track after a while.
Yeah.
So there could have been people that were worse, but of the 20 groups that kept track of all 18 holes, we were worst by 5 shots.
Yeah, it was that bad too. Like that's legit. It was legitimately that awful. So yeah. It was fun though.
Yes.
And that's my thing. I don't want to I felt myself at some point getting a little frustrated with how bad I was playing. And then I realized, you know what?
You found your happy place?
I have a vape pen in my pocket.
and now, you found your happy place.
I am no longer frustrated.
And
I'm a little hungry.
Is that when you started hitting some of those really nice drives, like right around our turn?
Yes. Okay. Well, so here's what happens. You see, I don't take practice swings. I walk up to the ball and I hit it because there's no point in me taking a practice swing because I can't duplicate what I would do anyway. So I just grip it and rip it. So sometimes when I start my backswing, I'm like, this feels good. I have all the right thoughts in my head. My backswing is a good pace. I feel lined up well. I feel like I'm going to strike this ball. Then I get excited. So then as soon as I make contact, I look to see where the ball goes, and then it goes every which way. So it's when I'm really not confident that I hit it straight, and it comes as a surprise to me.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm just bad. This was my third round in like 4 years. So yeah.
You would benefit. So I didn't tell you this because I hate when people are in your head when you're golfing. But like I could tell every time when you were going to hook the ball because you line up with your front shoulder is back.
Really?
You're like open. You're like you have an open stance. So naturally the ball's going to go behind you.
Yeah.
Because and you stand super close to the ball. I did tell you that.
Yes.
You stand super close to the ball. So get those. I'm not good.
Right.
But I could definitely see your shoulder was open. I think you're the kind of guy that strikes me. If you took like 3 or 4 lessons.
Yeah.
Just to like get the thought process down, you would be pretty good. Because you've got the big guys have the natural power.
Yeah.
Where you get an extra 20, 30 yards just from fat power.
Sure.
So I think if you were to get a few lessons, you'd be pretty good. And Charlie's asking, when's the fats outing? When you invite us, Charlie, let's go, man.
Yeah,
you're the guy with the bacon fortune.
Either that or a mini golf outing.
See, now you're talking. Let's make that happen.
Okay.
Let's make that happen. All right. So that was fun. The golf outing was fun. We got to talk about the Cog Hill food.
Yes.
Their hot dogs at the turn. There's some thick
Very
boys.
Good.
Very good hot dogs. And you introduced me to the transfusion.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Dude.
That was so good. So the transfusion is they bought, and I guess I know for a fact I bought one. They can them themselves. I didn't know that. I thought it was like just a cocktail.
It was like just a cocktail. And I think in the last few years, it became like a synonymous with golf thing.
Yeah. But is it their creation?
No.
Okay.
No, it's like a widespread thing because the first time I golfed this year with Brett Lyons, he asked the cart girl because the cart girl actually came around. And
you come with the drink,
right? Okay. And it's like, oh yeah, I get I want 2 transfusions, and then he said what was in it, and she's like, that's not what's in it. So
that sounds about right.
Yeah, exactly. It was pretty funny. But yeah, so no, it's like every golf course can make a transfusion.
So it's vodka with natural grape juice, lime juice, and ginger lime flavor. I got mine in the can, but I did pour it over ice. And I thought it was I didn't have it. Well, yeah, I did actually, because there was a little left in the can when I poured it into the ice. Yeah. And it was better on ice, I thought, but it was delicious.
Yeah.
And it's basically a salad.
Well, right.
Lime juice.
Yes.
Sure, there's vodka, but what are you going to do? So, yeah, that was a lot of fun. Had a good time at Cog Hill. And then, as promised, we went to visit our friends at Nik Ivy.
Yes, we did.
For their 4th anniversary and walk in. And who's sitting there? Fred Hubner. Yep. There he is, belly up to the bar, ready to go. Telling us how drunk he got at the last anniversary.
Yes, he did.
So he had a designated driver this time. He didn't drive last time, to be clear. He just got a little more than he thought.
Yeah.
But man, that stuff was good. And you tried the chocolate caramel.
Yeah, it was the Nick of Time caramel with sea salt imperial stout.
Yeah.
Dude, it was awesome.
That was like drinking a candy bar.
It really was. So yeah, so it's the description on it is Imperial Stout aged in Jeppson's barrels. No, not Malort. After about 12 months in the barrels, we rested it on cacao nibs and vanilla, then added the caramel and sea salt.
Yeah.
It really tasted, it was almost like a Milky Way.
And so I didn't get it because I had already had a couple drinks on the course, and then it was like a 13%er.
Yes, it was.
So I held off, but it was a small, like, what do you call it? Like a snifter? Is that what you call those little beer glasses?
Yeah. Yeah.
I kind of had some regrets that I didn't get that. But I got the blueberry wheat, which is always my go-to. Everything there is so damn good. But it was good to see Paul and everybody in the place. We got there, like 3:30?
Yeah, give or take.
And the place was packed already.
Yeah, it was.
So I could just tell by their social media and everything this weekend that they had a really good weekend. So congrats to our friends at Nik and Ivy on 4 years with many, many, many more to come. And if you want to check them out, do it. 1026 South State Street in beautiful downtown Lockport. No food is sold there aside from like pretzels and peanuts and snacks. They got Capri Sun behind the bar, which I appreciate. But great food in the area that they let you bring in. But really, whatever your beer stylings are, whether you're into really hoppy, whether you're more of a sour or a fruity kind of a beer person, Nik and Ivy's got you covered. There's something there for everybody, and all of it is awesome. All of it is creative, and the atmosphere there is second to none. So definitely go check them out. Nik and Ivy Brewing right there in Lockport.
Did I tell you I got in trouble when I got home?
No.
Yeah.
Well, hoppa.
I kind of forgot that Sam said, hey, grab some beer because I've never been able to get to Nik and Ivy.
Ooh.
And I would like to try it. So, and I have no recourse to that.
No. Well, your recourse is you take her there.
Yes. Well, yeah, it's going to happen at some point. It's just a matter of when, because it feels like now through the bare minimum, the end of September is I'm either getting dental work done at work or on vacation, which, mind you, the last is obviously not a bad thing.
I want to point out that there were commas in there. Rick is not getting dental work at work or on vacation. There's three separate things.
They are, yes. Very important distinction. I mean, that would maybe be a decent perk to the job if they were like, we'll just bring a dentist in here and get all this stuff done on the clock.
Dental plan. Rick needs oral surgery. Dental plan. There you go.
I need apparently I'm getting all the oral surgery.
Well, I told you before the
first
show.
First you, then me.
Well, I've never had a cavity, but this odyssey of the wisdom teeth and the implant, which still is not in. Right there. Going in next month. It was July of 23 when all this started. So over a year later, I'm still without new tooth.
Yeah.
Kind of getting used to it. But I told them this is the tooth I use the most, and they scoffed at me. And I still stand by that fact that is my go-to tooth, and I've been without it for over a year. I think getting an implant's do you have an implant?
No.
Wonder how that feels.
At least not yet.
Throw that on the list too while you're at it.
So I'm getting in. So I got 2 crowns today, and apparently they just put in temporary ones, and I have to go back 2 weeks later to get the real ones put in once they're made. Then on Friday I get to go in for a crown and a filling, and in the intermediate time I have to get a root canal.
Oh God!
To be fair, I went 3 years without going to the dentist, but the thing is, and Jay and I were talking about this before the show, I think I brushed too hard.
That's the thing.
So that became more of the problem because I'm like, I don't understand. I'm not the best flosser, but I know there aren't a lot of people that are. So the fact that I'm brushing obviously bare minimum of twice, but usually 3 or 4 times a day, it shouldn't be that big of an issue.
Well,
and,
let me tell you.
Brian brings up the electric toothbrush. Yes. Now I have an electric toothbrush, and that makes a difference.
I got one of those, and maybe it's what he's talking about, like a water pick.
Okay. Yeah.
Those are nice. But yeah, the electric toothbrush, where it spins, that makes sense too. That would be something that would help you kind of ease that overbrushing. But that was a foreign concept to me. Was this you brush too hard. Like I'm trying to clean them.
Right.
Like why would I not? I
Right,
thought about
we're-
putting the drill bit on there and just to get it as clean as I can.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, I floss twice a day
Mm-hmm.
because I usually never flossed. And then
Yeah.
someone said to me, get some floss
Mm-hmm.
and run it between your front teeth
Mm-hmm.
and then smell the floss.
Yeah.
And the second I did that, I'm like, I am flossing twice a day. That is absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
And I noticed I had like kind of a busy weekend. And I
Mhm.
like towards the end of the night at the wedding, I was getting like a bad taste in my mouth. We'll get to the
Yeah.
wedding in a little bit. I'm like, you know what? I haven't flossed in a while. And sure enough, I flossed like on the way early the next morning. I'm like,
Mhm.
awful. It smelled so bad. I just get those flossers.
Yeah, the little plackers or
Yeah.
the reach ones.
Yep.
Or
I keep them in my car.
Smart.
And if I'm eating in the car, I'm just driving like stuck in traffic, like get them out, floss. I do it all the time. So anyway, we gotta start talking about food, man.
Yeah, we're talking about the effects of food.
Yeah. Well, do us a favor if you're just watching us on YouTube, if you just jumped in, thank you very much. Make sure you hit that like button for us and subscribe to our channel as well. We would really, really appreciate that. All right. I texted you. Yeah, I think it was yesterday. I'm like, have you seen this yet? And I feel like we talk about Taco Bell on this show more than we talk about anything. Sometimes positively, most of the time with a little bit of frustration behind it.
Yeah.
But I had not heard of these until I was there yesterday. Churro Chillers.
Ooh.
So there's 3 or 4 flavors. There's wild strawberry, sweet vanilla, dulce de leche coffee, and Mexican chocolate. These are, I don't know how you would describe these. Like, I guess milkshakes with like churro crumbs on the top and bottom.
Yeah.
And
Is it
then-
like shake consistency or is it a little thicker than a traditional shake?
It does look a little thicker than a traditional shake. So maybe like a blizzard thickness. And it does have like on the wall, if you're not watching on YouTube, like on the wall of the glass, there's like chocolate or caramel or strawberry or I don't know what the purple one would be. I'm assuming that's a sweet vanilla, but whatever it is,
Yeah.
there's like flavors on the walls of these things. They look pretty good. They're $4. I did not get one because I was on my way to an Athletes Unlimited softball game
Mhm.
and just was like with my niece and daughter. I'm like, I'm not going to be the one guy who gets one of these. So I will try it
Sure.
this week. Lebowski 5 says, is it ice cream? Yes, it's certainly an ice cream something. I would imagine somewhere between a shake and a blizzard. So if you've tried one of these, shoot us an email. I'm fatpod@gmail.com and let us know how they are. And in the meantime, I'm going to try one of these this week because they do look good. That Mexican chocolate coffee one sounds really good.
Yeah. Even though I'm not a coffee person, I could totally see how that would be a thing.
Oh, sorry, I misspoke. It's dulce de leche coffee and Mexican chocolate. Okay, I'll try that.
Got you. Okay. Fair enough. You'll have to try them for me because I'm keeping it low key on the old hot and cold this week.
That's a good move. And I don't know if I talked about this last week. I got Hope for her birthday. I got her the Ninja Creamy.
Okay.
So it's So it's like a blending machine. It's very trendy on TikTok.
Yeah.
And Hope is, well, I'll say this. Both of us are experienced people.
Yes.
Like get me tickets to something, or it's hard to buy like material items for Hope. And I'm like, she's been talking about this, and I won't be offended if she returns it, right? Like
Sure.
if she just determines she's not going to use it enough, then fine. We'll bring it back and do something else. But it looked fun. She loves it. We love it. We're making like ice cream, root beer float, like freezes, like Slurpees. All this stuff is made in the Ninja Creamy, and it's got this blade.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of just blending,
Yeah.
right, the blade is actually like in the mechanism, and it goes down while it blends, and then it goes back up while it blends.
Oh,
so it
that's
whips like the
cool.
whole thing.
Yeah.
You can also set it so like if you want to put like Oreo crumbles on the top
Sure.
and keep them there, it
Mhm.
knows that and only blades like to a certain point.
Okay.
It's really cool. I got it at the Prime Days deal, so I got a good deal on it.
Okay.
But I think it's typically like $250.
Oh, okay.
Don't know if I would have dropped that on it, but I got
Yeah.
it for like I think like 165, and it's been worth it. Like our freezer now is full of pints of this stuff, and then you take it out of the freezer. It's got its own container,
Mhm.
so there's specific containers attached to the thing, and then you just whip it up. So every time you take it out of the freezer, you just whip it up again.
Yeah.
It's so good. We've saved a lot of money on ice cream, and like we're just trying different stuff. Like Addie made a chai. We did like a watermelon sorbet.
Mm-hmm.
It's been really, really cool. So we'll keep experimenting, and I'll share some of the recipes as we perfect them.
Nice.
But really, really, this Ninja Creamy is very, very cool, and not just Rick's luchador name.
Right. I was gonna say there's no good way to say that without it sounding funny in some way, shape, or form.
I mean, creamy. It just is. It's one of those words that just it grabs giggles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of grabbing giggles and pretty much anything else, this story this week of the bald eagle, is one of my favorite things that I've seen in a while.
It's pretty good. Yeah,
like you just see a story of, bald eagle can't fly, and it's like, oh, that might be sad. And it's like basically ... because it's too fat.
Yes. So this is from kansascity.com, the Kansas City Star. Bald eagle thought to be hurt was really just too fat to fly, Missouri officials say. So you get the basic story. Here's what I didn't know until reading further. They x-rayed said bald eagle, and they found out why it was too fat. It ate a raccoon.
Oh.
Like that's...
Can they eat possums instead? Possums suck.
Dude, you are speaking to the choir. Preaching to the choir? Doing something to the choir. I hate possums. There's the x-ray. And you can see the little raccoon claw there right under the arrow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've never seen a bald eagle up close, aside from like there's one at Brookfield Zoo.
Sure.
All I know is they're massive.
Yes.
But the ability to swallow a raccoon, that's impressive.
It really is. Like you would think, I think we associate them too closely with hawks.
Yes.
Size-wise, or anything else where it's like, okay, like smaller rodents, whatever. No. For an eagle, that's its version of getting a mouse.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean,
which is insane.
I get why he couldn't fly. It'd be like, I can't run after I down a burrito.
Right. Is that the most truly American bald eagle?
Yeah. What? Well, boy, what would it have had to have eaten for it to be like a perfectly American bald eagle? That's pretty good. I mean, a raccoon's pretty good.
I'm not even thinking of that. I'm just thinking of the fact that we have an obese bald eagle. That's American.
Yes, that's pretty on the nose, so to speak.
Yes.
On the beak, I guess you'd say.
On the beak. Yeah.
I just think it's
funny. You're the bird
that
guy. You would know better than
they
me.
They see this eagle trying to take off, and they're like, what the? Oh, man, the poor guy. They had to put him down, and they try to pick him up like, whoa, that's a huge... That's a big-ass bird.
Yeah. The only bird content that I end up getting, and now it's just consuming my TikTok algorithm, is the bacon pancakes bird.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Oh, it's just like this. It's a little parakeet that when the mom just made a song with just using the words bacon pancakes, it starts doing the when a bird's excited and the pitter patter of the feet.
Oh, that's
and it gets
cute.
fluffy, and then it can say it too.
Okay.
So all of a sudden it'll just start being bacon pancakes, and then she'll be like, okay, and it's just bacon pancakes, bacon pancakes, and the bird's just all in his he's in his element. It's so funny.
Yeah, I heard you take your little shot at me and my birds, by the way. So I did get the video camera thing for, I think Hope got it for my birthday or Christmas, and I just haven't had a chance to put it out yet. So I put it out, and then I'm like, all right, I'm going to restock all my feeders.
Yeah.
The last week at my house, my backyard has been Animal Kingdom. There's squirrels, birds. I think there's chipmunks out there, definitely. Everything is just, and half of them are just on the ground eating whatever has fallen off the feeders that the other birds have dropped. And then I just let Bailey outside. So I take the back door and I kind of rattle the handle to warn the animals, and the squirrel's just oh God, no, here he comes. Yeah. And I let him go. And he gets too excited because there's too much.
Sure.
So he never actually catches anything. He's going to someday. And if he catches a squirrel, so be it. Yeah. But it's funny to watch him run out there. They all scramble all different directions. He climbs up the tree, and puts his hands on the tree. And I don't know what he would know. He's been catching not moles, shrews. We have like shrews in our yard.
Okay.
Which are tiny little.
Yeah.
They look like mice. They have short little tails.
Sure.
And he's playing like whack-a-mole with them. They like put their head up and he's like, oh, hello, yoink.
Yep.
And plays with them until they die.
Well, yeah, it's taming them. Yeah.
Yes, he is taming the shrews by murdering them in cold blood.
That's some people's version.
Well, whatever it takes.
Right.
Whatever it takes. Yeah. So anyway, he's happy. He's out there living his best life, chasing down the birds.
Yes. So a little re-2-peck to that bald eagle.
Yeah. And re-2-peck to our friends at Fredo's Culinary Kitchen. Look, we've been telling you about Fredo's for years now, and how great their food is, and the I'm Fat Burger, the I'm Fat Grilled Cheese, the I'm Fat Pizza, all that stuff. But did you know, Rick, and I'm Fat podcast listener, that Fredo's offers personal chef catering? So if you've got a big party coming up and you're trying to entertain a group, or let's say you're the manager of an office and you want to reward your staff with something a little better than a pizza party, personal chef catering, where they come, they cook, they set up, they clean up, they do all the work. You can do that through Fredo's. How great is that? You combine the greatness of Fredo's food with the greatness of their service. You put it all together. You take all the work out of it for yourself. I've had their catering. Outstanding. We had the Italian beef. We had the pasta salad, the whole nine, and people raved about it. It was outstanding. And to have the personal chef catering is just another level. So go for it. Do it. Fredo'sPizza.com. Give Fredo's a call. They'll probably have more information on the phone for you in terms of like how to get the personal chef catering, but all the info is there as well on their website, Fredo'sPizza.com. And while you're there, you might as well use our code I'm Fat to save 10% on your order, because you're definitely not just going to walk into Fredo's and not get anything. So use our code I'm Fat on your online order, and then inquire about the personal chef catering. Here's the number: 847-895-2122. Get in touch with our friends at Fredo's. All the info right there at Fredo'sPizza.com. So go there, eat there, and get their personal chef catering. It's amazing. And our buddy Rush Snyder says the I'm Fat Burger was good the other day. He was in there. He's there all the time.
Yeah.
So be like Russ. We had somebody ask us actually on the fan page, like, hey, when I go into one of these places you talk about, should I mention you guys?
Yes.
Yes. 100% of the time.
Yes.
I know it's awkward, but say to somebody, hey, I heard about you guys on the I'm Fat podcast. Maybe they look at you like you're JD Vance in a donut shop. That might happen. But if you act normally and conversationally and like a human,
yes,
they'll say, oh, great, we'll pass it on, or thanks for letting us know. They want to know that the money they're investing in this show is worth it for them.
Exactly.
Because if they're looking at spending a couple $100 a month and they have no feedback on whether or not people are coming aside from our promo code,
sure,
are they making their money back or not? Letting them know you're there, dropping, you brought in 4 friends and y'all paid $12 on your meal or whatever. If 3 or 4 people a month do that, they're going to say, okay, return on investment makes sense for us. So yes, that is always, always, always a good thing for you to do for us. So do that at Fredo's, do that at Nik and Ivy, do it everywhere. But visit our friends at Fredo's, Fredo'sPizza.com.
I had Fredo's this week. Sam and I we wanted to because you have your places you normally go for one thing or another. And we were like, we haven't done Fredo's tenders in a while. So we did the tenders, and I just slather them in that whiskey barbecue sauce.
Also on the I'm Fat products.
Yep. Which was fantastic. Sam used like the honey mustard, and so I don't know how. And this is on me. She had not had the mozzarella sticks before.
Was that you trying to prevent her from being disappointed in you? Because those are some big ass mozzarella sticks.
Fair. Very fair. But no, that was just an oversight on my part because I am a bad person.
Well,
so
you said
that was rectified. And she was just like, oh, one looking at them, she was like, oh, and then trying them was like, oh,
yeah, it's a different thing.
Yes.
Like you've had mozzarella sticks, and mozzarella sticks are always great. If you've not had a Fredo's mozzarella stick, I'm telling you, like if you order, because they have the big ones, like the 13-inch ones they sell.
Sure.
But even if you get the standard order of mozzarella sticks, they're about the size of a Twinkie.
Mm-hmm.
And 5 of those mozzarella sticks, that's a meal.
Yes.
Like, it's hard to finish off those 5 mozzarella sticks. So yeah, when next time you go to Fredo's, definitely get the mozzarella sticks. And if you're there on, I think it's Saturdays is the big mozzarella stick day. Sundays, that's right. Get the giant mozzarella sticks.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Twinkies, saw these the other day at 7-Eleven.
Ooh.
Cherry Twinkies, Slurpee limited edition. So I don't know if these are available anywhere but 7-Eleven. I haven't seen them anywhere else. Today I saw pumpkin spice Twinkies, Sam, at Mariano's. So go get your cinnamon nutmeg Twinkie. All right. Immediately upon opening these,
yes,
very, very cherry smelling.
Okay.
It smells like I opened
your
your
favorite artificial cherry smell.
Yes. All right. So here's a look. Of course, the bottom peeled off.
Yep.
So the filling is red. Smells good.
Not a good ASMR food.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the filling is not as creamy as a typical Twinkie. It's almost like the cake is flavored. Let me get a better look at this thing. I'm going to do a little dissection.
Deconstructed cherry.
Yeah.
Twinkie.
So you can see it's like, it's not so much a cream as it is a flavor hole.
Oh,
I don't know what else to call that.
yeah.
It's good though. It definitely tastes like a cherry Slurpee.
Okay. However it gets there.
Yeah. It's good. I don't know if I would buy this like a lot.
But every so often, get a taste for it.
Yeah. It's really weird how it is a specific cherry Slurpee taste.
Mm-hmm.
It's not cherry flavor. It's cherry Slurpee flavor.
Okay. How do they make that? Like, is it...
I don't know. I mean, they could probably use... Well, I don't know. I've never worked at 7-Eleven. Charlie's in the chat. Maybe Charlie knows how... Like, what is the thing that they put in the ice to make Slurpee? Is it like a powder?
Oh, true.
Is
Something
it
like that.
already like? Is it a pre-mixed liquid that then just freezes? I don't know. But whatever it is, they've captured the flavor as I choke.
Yeah.
Captured the flavor very well.
Mm-hmm.
So I enjoyed
Lebowski in the chat, and maybe this could have saved for Ask Fats, but whatever. Have you ever had Andy's frozen custard? It's insanely good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you ever listened to the show?
Also, it's Sam's favorite place on earth. When we drive by one, but we do not stop, she like stares longingly, whether she thinks I notice it or not. And sometimes we'll say, "Hi, Andy." So yes, I think if it came down to myself or Andy's, there would be some hesitation.
Rick, I got to be honest with you.
Before
if I had to make that choice too,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but I know other fat people.
It's true. I get it. I get it.
Charlie chimes in. It is probably a pre-mixed liquid. When it melts, there's no separation of ice and flavoring. So that makes sense. Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Somebody, here it is. JF says the Twinkie recipe is not like it used to be. Too mealy. I agree with that.
Yes.
Twinkies over it's probably been 15 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Something has changed where it's not as moist as it used to be. These are pretty good though. I will say, like, on the moisture scale,
yeah,
they're a little better than I expected.
Okay.
I did buy these like 3 or 4 days ago, so they're hanging in there.
I should have mentioned my breakfast of champions the day of the golf outing.
Yeah,
because I had nothing in the there really wasn't a whole lot in the house, like breakfast wise or anything. Not that I'm a big breakfast person anyway, but I stopped at 7-Eleven for an energy drink, and I got the 2 for $2.50 on Zingers.
What kind you go with?
The vanilla.
Those are the best, man.
Or the yellow. Yeah.
I do
they are
feel
the
like
best ones.
they've done a better job at maintaining their texture that I remember.
Yep. And I don't regret it. Could it have contributed to the bad golf? No, it could not have.
No, it could
The
not have.
bad golf was on me. The zingers, if anything, they were a performance enhancer.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you're telling me a breakfast of a Celsius energy drink and 2 packs of zingers is not what breakfast should be, then I don't know if I want to know what breakfast should be.
I mean, it's like now, we can't really talk about Bill Cosby anymore, but he used to say, like, he made the kids chocolate cake for breakfast.
Yeah.
Eggs, wheat, milk, wholesome. It's all there in chocolate cake and all there in zingers too. So
exactly.
I don't think he did anything wrong.
Good.
Yeah, there you go.
I actually ate healthier for dinner yesterday.
Is this the picture you sent me?
This is the picture that I sent.
Let's talk about it.
Because Sam and myself went to downtown Naperville, which when we're done with the place, I'll do a side tangent about downtown Naperville. To meet up with my friends Kara and Pat that were they were at the engagement party. Kara was basically like, I want to meet up with you guys one more time before. She was the one that was very, very pregnant.
Okay.
Because she's like, want to meet up one more time before I have this kid. Because obviously that's when life ends for a while. That's
not your friend who I talked to that I found out made out with my cousin back in the day.
I don't know.
God, what was her name? I mean, I'm not going to say it on the show, but
sure.
Let me see. She always pops up in my suggested friends on Facebook. But go ahead with your story while I
Okay.
Look.
Anyway, we were trying to figure out because they live in Plainfield. I'm in Hanover Park with Sam, and it's there's not a great meeting place exactly in the middle. So we did downtown Naperville, and we went to and Kara was like, whatever. Just like, okay, this is my favorite place if you're down for it. It's Mediterranean and it's Vasilis.
Okay.
And so this isn't like that newer area of stuff.
It's a newer sort of a thing.
Yeah, newer type of situation. In downtown Naperville, it's like on the south side of the Riverwalk.
Okay.
And it was like a little like nicer. Like it's not the cheapest place in the world, but like the quality of the food was very, very good. Even for me as someone that is, even for like me, who is not the Mediterranean's not my first choice generally.
Sure.
But we got the feta and olives, and then we got the like basically the trio of dips, and like the hummus was fantastic. And then I ended up getting essentially chicken kebabs, and they were insanely good.
Do you like feta?
I don't know. It depends.
Okay.
Depends
that surprises me that you would even eat that.
Yeah. I mean, it was like, I took like a bite of that.
Okay.
And it's one of those where it's like, I know it's good. Like, especially for people that love feta.
Yeah.
It'd be insane. For me, it was like, okay, I could do this probably.
I like feta more as a like additive. So like feta in a salad or something.
Gotcha.
Is a little better for me than actually like, yeah, exactly. Than just scarfing through and like having a feta dip or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Pat got the Euros, which was like 2 giant Euros. Like legitimately huge Euros. Like he ended up just eating one and taking one home to have it for another meal because it was like just very high quality Mediterranean food. Cool vibe in there too. Just like kind of modern, basically think of a little bit modern, but that like kind of country-ish feel that you get with like some of your pastels, like as your featured colors. So like your light blues, whites, like that type of thing there. Really, it was like incredibly nice there. Service was awesome. The food was very good. And like there was a lot of people there. Everybody seemed to be enjoying themselves. And just like everything that we saw on a plate, I was coming out of the kitchen and whatever. I was like, it looked fantastic. So I enjoyed what I had as someone that has not been the biggest person for Mediterranean food in the past. So I highly recommend it for anyone that's like that would love Mediterranean food.
I'll say this, like Mediterranean is very different from American food. Just like with the stuff in the flavors they use, and
sure,
even like I think sometimes the name of stuff will scare people away.
Yeah.
But like this is what I had to do with Sem and other places. You just gotta find what you like. Like find the flavors you like and just stick with it. And also know like it's all stuff you've probably had before.
Yeah.
Like cucumbers, tomatoes, garlic, like olives. It's nothing crazy. It's sometimes the name, sometimes the presentation freaks people out, but
yeah.
It's a protein, chicken, lamb, beef, whatever, with vegetables and some kind of creamy sauce. It's like the same stuff we do here. It's just kind of a different presentation.
Yeah. So after that, Sam and I were on the same page of there's something in downtown Naperville that it was not burrata. It was the big blob of tzatziki that Sam said it is. So we both were on the same page of we have to go to Cold Stone because there are not many Cold Stones left. And there is one in downtown Naperville. So just walking the couple blocks from Vasily's over to Cold Stone.
Yeah.
Like the stereotypical Naperville, there's no other word to say than fuckery, is like God damn, is it alive and well?
I mean, it probably is another way to say it, but I'm glad you used the word you used.
Because it's just so much of like high school kids with their parents hand-me-down luxury cars and sometimes with their own luxury cars and acting like they're everything. And oh my God, just like you can see like that person calls it Naper Thrill.
Oh God.
Like that just the worst. Like it's that level of baggery, and just like that is a default of that time. It's very nice. Like now that a lot of the construction in that downtown Naperville area, there's still some of it on like the south end of like Washington, but you know,
please say it correctly.
Washington.
Thank you.
But a lot of it on the like once you get off of more into downtown Naperville, it's like it's nice to be able to walk around, but sometimes the people just make it the effing worst.
Yeah. I mean, it is fun though to be with someone who thinks like you.
Yes.
And you can just kind of like make fun of them to yourselves.
Yeah.
That's always fun. I enjoy that.
Yes. But also Cold Stone, still great. I wish there were more of them. Cookie, don't you want some?
Yeah, that's a good move.
Yeah. Just like chocolate, caramel, cookie dough.
Okay.
It was and it's the French vanilla ice cream, I believe they use for that. So it just hits the spot every time.
What's crazy is I've got a Cold Stone like literally around the corner from my house. I could walk there in 5 minutes and I never go.
Why are you here?
I don't know why I never go there. Like we've got our DQ, which is kind of the go-to in Homewood, and we go there all the time. And then we've got Zarlingos, which is like a little bit different.
Yeah.
I just don't know why I'm never at Cold Stone. It's weird.
That's bad on you.
Well, I agree. I'll have to fix that soon, but
yes, you do.
I got to sneeze. I'm trying to hold the sneeze back.
Yeah.
You know, I was going to hold it back when I tell you about Mazda of Orland Park. Just about to hit the 60,000 mile threshold on my 2022 CX-30. Yes, I drive a lot. Too much. That's okay. I enjoy it because I'm in my Mazda that I got from Mazda of Orland Park. And I know if you buy your Mazda from them, you're going to love it too. And it's not just because Mazdas are great, reliable vehicles that are super fun to drive, and they've got all the bells and whistles you need, even in the standard models. The service you get at Mazda of Orland Park is like nothing I've ever experienced before. And that's why I will be a customer of theirs for life, whether or not they're advertising on this show, because I was a customer before then and will continue to be after then. But if Eric heard that, please don't leave. Okay, thank you. Go get yourself a Mazda at Mazda of Orland Park, 8910 West 159th Street, right there in Orland Park. And that's right by that new Joey's Red Hots. Man, I had Joey's again. I had the new Lennox one this weekend. That place, it's such a simple... Anyway, we'll get back to Joey's in a second.
Okay.
MazdaofOrlandPark.com is the website. Give him a call. Go visit Eric Vates. Go test drive a new Mazda. Get your current Mazda service there, switch. If you got it from another dealership and you don't love it, take it to Mazda World and Park. They'll take good care of you. They always do. Okay.
Let me do a quick. I didn't give the address on Vasily's.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you.
135 Water Street.
I'm writing it down so I can add it to the I'm Fat map.
Yes.
But Joey's Red Hots.
Yes.
Do you have one of those by you?
I don't believe so.
It seems like a very south suburbs sort of a thing.
Okay.
But they just nail it with like the burger, dog, pizza, beef. Like it's nothing earth-shattering, nothing that's never been done before, but the quality of it is so good. The service is so good. The value is outstanding.
Mhm.
Like you order a slice of pizza for probably, I don't want to misquote, but I'd say like $4, whatever.
Yeah.
It's actually 2 huge slices of pizza.
Nice.
It's great. So any Joey's Red Hots, if you see one, stop.
Okay, here are your locations. Orland Park,
Yep.
New Lenox.
Yep.
It's just listed as Chicago. Crest Hill, Justice, Riverdale, and Orland Hills.
So the Chicago one is right across from the Morgan Park ice arena.
Oh,
Western.
okay.
Yeah, it's right there. It's like directly across the street. So yeah, good stuff. Yes, definitely south. Justice is probably the furthest north, I would imagine, if we're going north on the map. But yeah, if you're ever out this way, find yourself a Joey's. That's for sure.
Okay, so I forget if I mentioned this last week or maybe it was 2 weeks ago. I don't know. I'm old and I forget things now.
I forgot.
Not as old as Jay, but still old. Too bad that's not a thing for the.
That should be.
Just like fire comes up from underneath you.
Yeah.
When you give the middle finger. So. Oh, you need to be watching on the YouTubes if you're listening to this in podcast form. Yeah, Jay's in his bag because he figured out some form of technology. So I've been to Potbelly a couple times recently.
Oh, no wonder your mouth is so destroyed.
Yeah, I know, right? But actually, the thing you go to Potbelly for is the cookies. Their s'more cookie.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's a limited time thing. Get it. It's awesome. I got that. Usually I would get the sugar cookie because their sugar cookie is fantastic. I got the s'more instead.
All right, I'm pulling up an image here.
Yeah.
This does look good.
Oh, yeah. Yep. It's fantastic. Just like significant amount of marshmallow there, chocolate chunk. And the cookie is more of like it's got more of like the graham crackery flavor in it.
Okay. Yeah, that looks good. I'll try one of those. Who was telling us? Someone told us about the secret menu at Potbelly. Who was this?
I'm gonna guess Russ because it
might have been
almost
Russ.
always Russ.
Yeah. All right. It's been a long time. I do like Potbelly more than I give it credit for.
Yeah, it's not like, and the last time I went, the bread must have been like very fresh or something because it was not as.
It didn't have knives on the side of it.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was able to chew the thing.
Oh, that's helpful.
Yes.
All right. Before I get to my nuggets and tidbits, because I have a few of those.
Okay.
I sent you a picture this week, and I'm going to let the people who are watching on YouTube check it out. I got beef Bria this week. So there it is in the bowl. That's my favorite ramen bowl. And it's got the cilantro in there and the beef Bria with like the stew.
It looks
good,
awesome.
right?
Yes.
That is from Trader Joe's. That is Trader Joe's like frozen beef Bria. So if you are at your Trader Joe's, I think it's refrigerated. It is refrigerated. So as you walk, there's like the soup ingredients and like the sausages and stuff like on that wall. The refrigerator wall, it's in there, and then you just put it in the fridge, and then the next day, all you got to do is just warm it up in a pot. Add the cilantro, add the onion. I didn't have any white onion, so I didn't do it. But holy cow, this was so good. I will say, I think they call this like several servings. This is for one person. I think it made me 3 tacos.
Okay.
So yeah, that's not enough for. I mean. Maybe if you are a small person.
Sure.
But But this beef Bria from Trader Joe's was outstanding. Their stuff like that is always pretty good. I have good success with their refrigerated stuff.
Yeah, I've just been scared off, a little bit since I got yelled at for parking the cart in the wrong location.
Oh.
It's also, there's not one I'm in a weird spot where I think it's like at least 15 minutes to the closest one.
I wish it was that close. We had to go to Orland for ours.
Oh, okay.
It sucks. We don't have really. There's always this rumor that like, hey, something closed in Homewood. Maybe it'll be a Trader Joe's. No. Trader Joe's not interested in the Homewood demographic. Yeah. So take that for what you want, but not so interested in Chicago Heights or Harvey or the surrounding areas of Homewood. So it's a little disappointing from a company that's supposed to be a little more progressive than that. But what are you gonna do? All right, ready for my nuggets and tidbits?
Do it.
All right, this one got my attention for you and my daughter, the Dr. Pepper enthusiast in my life. As of Friday,
oh yeah,
Krispy Kreme has teamed up with Dr. Pepper for a trio of Dr. Pepper donuts. One is a cream filled, one is a glaze with a Dr. Pepper frosting and sprinkles, and then the third, I don't know what makes the third one Dr. Pepper, but it looks like a football field. It's like grass, goalposts, and fans made of sprinkles. But I'm in. Dr. Pepper stuff I am in on, not as much as you and not as much as Addie.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have to swing by and pick some of those up. And I will say, I've noticed that when they do promotional stuff, you can usually find it at Mariano's.
Oh, okay.
In the promotional form. Now,
yeah,
what makes Krispy Kreme great is getting them fresh.
Yes.
But yeah, and Lebowski 5 says, where are there Krispy Kremes these days? There is one in Homewood on Halstead. Roughly 180th, maybe.
I'm looking at, in my area, Schaumburg, Elk Grove Village, Hillside, Evergreen Park, Oak Lawn, Homewood, and the next one's in Wisconsin.
Yeah, there's a few. It's not, I mean, I will say they oversaturated when they first hit, and then people were like, I can't have this that often.
Right. I'm literally dying.
Yeah, but I'm going to try those this week, so I'll give you a taste test on that. Next up, our old friends at Dr. Squatch are big on the collabs these days.
Okay.
And this week they announced a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles themed soap called Cowabunga Cleanse.
Were you a big Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle guy?
100%. I actually, not to be that guy.
Here we go.
I was like a comic book TMNT guy.
Oh,
like with where they were very violent and kind of gritty, and like with Casey Jones and all that stuff. I've always been a big fan. I love the arcade games too. So great. But the Cowabunga Cleanse, it looks like a bar of mozzarella.
Yes, it does.
And it's basil leaves and tomato extract. I have a $15 gift card, like rewards card to Dr. Squatch. Out of curiosity, I think I'm going to try this.
You might do it out for science.
Yeah, and they always say don't eat. Don't eat the soap. That's like their big their big meme.
Yeah.
This one makes me want to eat it. That looks like a block of cheese.
Yes, it does.
All right. I'll try the Cowabunga Cleanse.
That
looks good. I'll clean my bunga.
It's definitely not something you get unless you have a gift card. Like, at least as of now. Until research has been had. But
yeah.
Oh, by the way, Russ said there's an urgent care near us that used to be a Krispy Kreme. I know exactly the one he's talking about because it's by the Menards. And I was, just by judging by the building, I wasn't sure if it was like a Krispy Kreme or something like a Skippy's, because it's definitely the same way a Skippy's building is too. So I thought it might have been that.
Now, instead of the fountain of frosting, it's a fountain of Purell.
Yes.
You can just you have COVID. Get underneath the fountain of Purell and you'll be fine.
Right.
Oh man. Fantastic. Yeah, Michael Frazier says TMNT-2, the arcade game, had Pizza Hut ads all through the levels. Yeah, I remember. I was a big TMNT guy, man. And they just released like on Xbox a new like TMNT arcade that's a lot of fun. Like just a button masher where you can like throw the guys out of the screen.
Yeah.
I used to love like Turtles in Time. I love those games.
Did you see the old sheet set that everybody had from Ninja Turtles in like the early, like I think it was 80s and early 90s, like made a comeback for like sheets and clothing and stuff?
No.
Yes.
I gotta find that. I
And
mean, not that I'm gonna do anything with it, but I want to see it.
I 1,000,000,000% had that back in the day.
I think that you should surprise that when you and Sam come home from your honeymoon.
Mm-hmm.
Just carry her over to the threshold into the bedroom, only to reveal your new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle sheets. Nothing says romance.
Right.
Like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle sheets.
Her response would be he'd have to make the bed not like a disaster to have it be a surprise.
Making the bed is a waste of time.
I agree.
You're just going to get back in it.
Yes.
What's the point? By the way, on the Dr. Squatch thing, I may have mentioned this a couple times on the pod, but I saw a couple months ago ads for another company called The Black Stuff, which is a soap company based in Ireland. They have now jumped over Dr. Squatch as my favorite soap. The bricks are bigger. They last longer. I think they're $8. The scents are super strong. You can get like what do you call it? Like a variety pack.
Mm-hmm.
And I get the grit pack. Like some are gritty, some don't have any grit at all. Yeah, I got the grit ones and they're awesome. So the black stuff is great. And I will say,
entertaining. Are you more entertaining when you use it?
I'm not going there.
No.
No. Yes, I'll say yes.
Okay.
But Dr. Squatch though, $6.99 for a bar at Mariano's. So maybe they're starting to get the message that people aren't willing to pay $9-10 for a bar of soap anymore.
No, at the Jewels, it was like $13.
That's too much. And their deodorant, which works very well, is still too much.
Yes.
It's like $12.99 a bar.
Yeah, no, thank you.
That's too much. I use I like the Mando. Mando's expensive, but those bars last longer, I have found. All right. I think let me just go through my notes. I believe that's all I have.
Blah blah blah.
Dr. Squatch. Oh, I gotta talk about the wedding.
Oh yeah, duh.
Went to Hope's cousin's wedding this weekend. At Warehouse 109 in Plainfield.
Yes.
Which was super cool because the entire interior of the place is lined by classic motorcycles. Which was very cool. And then the greatest part of this wedding, catered by Wooden Paddle in Lamont. They actually, very much like your engagement party, pulled up the wood fire oven into the reception area and just started making pizzas right there. They were amazing. 4 different pizzas. Every table got one of each pizza.
Oh, cool.
And then they put out boxes to take with home whatever was left. So everybody got to take a pizza home. And then late night at the party, in comes around 11:15, a crap ton of Raising Cane's.
Oh, cool.
The chicken tenders, the Texas toast, and then a big box of the sauce.
Nice.
Raising Cane's is good. It's a place that I don't go very often.
I've only been the one time.
Go again. I know you had a not great experience the first time, and so did I.
It would, but for me, it was new and I took it home. So there was a lot of mitigating factors, but most people I talk to are like, yeah, it's good. And if you're going to be that limited on everything for choices, I don't know if I'm going to go if it's good.
I'll say the last handful of times I've had it, it's been very, very good. And I really, as much as it annoys me that they only have one sauce, I actually really like that sauce.
Okay.
So, yeah. And I know all of Addie's friends, Addie's 14, for those that don't know, they all love it. Cane's is their go-to place. All right. Is it time to ask the Fats?
It is.
Bless me, Father, for I've sinned. It's been 1 week since my last confession.
Okay, my son. What is your confession?
I'm fat.
Ask a Fat is brought to you by our buddy, Charlie the Bacon Guy, who's going to be in Ask a Fat here in a minute. And here he is with this week's Bacon Reports.
Thanks, Jay. We're sold out again this week, but I just put some more bacon on the smoker, and I'm going to be bulking up on ground bacon again. I see you, Kurt. Thanks for the order. By Friday, I'll have a couple more flavors sliced and ready to go. We're going to have cherry Dr. Pepper, jalapeno garlic, maple pepper, jardinera, and applewood smoked bacon. Bacon jams are still the original, the bourbon, peach, and apple butter. The big news that we teased last week is still on hold for one more week at least.
Ooh.
The bigger news for all of you is that International Bacon Day teased it a little bit earlier this summer, is this coming Saturday, August 31st, starting at midnight through 11:59 p.m. on Saturday, August 31st. You can place an order using the code Bacon Day for 20% off your entire order. Can't be combined with the I'm Fat code, but you'll still get that through the end of September. Ooh. Nobody's going to know about the code until Friday, and it'll be all over the social medias, so we'll try and make that happen. But a big discount code for bacon on Saturday, the 31st of August. That's it for this week. I'm still sweating. For the Bacon Report,
We know.
I'm Charlie the Bacon Guy.
All right, we showed you during the Bacon Report on your screen, charliethebaconguy.com. That's where you go to order and hold out for that promo code because that's more than 10%.
Right.
So yeah, or get ready to order on Saturday. Make sure you're following Charlie on social media at Charlie the Bacon Guy on Instagram, at CZ the Bacon Guy on Twitter. Shoot him an email at charliethebaconguy@gmail.com. Get yourself some bacon. We've got one voicemail today. It's from our buddy Jason. The phone number 708-858-3314.
Hello, Fats. Jason calling from Oshkosh. Long time no talk. I had a couple quick questions for you. First, have either of you tried the Mr. Beast Feastable chocolate?
Yes.
I've seen them. I think I did get a free sample somewhere, but I wanted to see what you guys thought as Fats, how it compared to something like more traditional like Hershey's. If you haven't tried it, I would definitely say it's worth something. You can usually find them at Walmart and other bigger stores. Second, as we're getting closer and closer to summer being done, that means we're running out of corn on the cob. And I was wondering, how do you guys eat your corn on the cob? Are you somebody who lines up the first row with your top piece and then pulls down? Or are you somebody who lines up the row with your bottom piece and then scoop up to get the corn into your mouth? Just a curious question. I saw my wife eating corn on the cob the other day, and after the initial arousal, I realized that she eats like a psychopath corn on the cob. So I wanted to see what the fat community has to say. Love the pod. Keep up the good work.
All right. We'll start with the Mr. Beast. I have had his equivalent of a Crunch Bar.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
Okay.
What I kind of like about them, I know this sounds dumb, but like they're not huge. So if you just want like a little bit of a sweet like kick without committing to a full size, because Crunch Bars are pretty big.
Yeah.
Not that I've ever struggled to take one down, but I know sometimes people are looking for a smaller alternative.
Now we're back to the corn on the cob.
Well, exactly. But yeah, they're fine. They're not. They are what they are. They're remakes of your classics.
I have not had them because for a long time I didn't know who the hell Mr. Beast was.
Well, can I just?
Yeah.
I'm just. Sometimes you get vibes from people.
Yes, that was also part of it. Of when I started to look up, and I'm like, okay,
yeah, and like if I'll just say this, and it seems like he's doing great work and helping people and doing all that stuff, which is wonderful. But if something happens, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know anything. Right. It's just a vibe I get from the guy. He's got like cool youth pastor vibes to him.
Yeah,
which
that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, which 9 times out of 10, that's fine. Maybe a little annoying and off-putting sometimes, but
sure,
fine. But I don't know, I get a weird vibe from him. But his candy bars are fine, and as long as he's doing stuff that helps people,
it's a you know what it is. It's a PJ Fleck vibe.
Oh, yeah.
Don't like that guy.
I feel you on that one.
Even though he went to Northern, don't like that guy.
Yeah. Anyway, as for the corn on the cob, I think I just bite it. My mouth is right.
It's not like one part of the jaw stays there and the other one comes up to it. Yeah.
I've never thought about it.
I haven't. Yeah. I haven't thought about that.
Next time I have it, I will notice how I eat it, but I think I just equally close my mouth on it.
Mm-hmm. There's no good way to say that.
Maybe I'd latch on with the uppers and bite up with the lowers now that I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I'll have to pay attention. I've seriously never thought about. I've never thought about how I eat corn on the cob before. All I know is I put a lot of butter and salt on it.
Of course. I'll throw some pepper on there.
Ooh, look at you.
I'll put pepper on almost anything.
Almost.
Yeah. Pepper and barbecue sauce are like my I know salt and pepper aren't technically like really condiments, but like my add-ons above replacement, that's where I shine.
All right, so Jason now is in the chat and says, I'm not a psychopath and eat bottom teeth up. You have to have jaw muscles on top to have force. All right, I'm going to pay attention to this.
Yeah, I straight don't know.
Yeah, me neither. All right, let's get to the email segments and wrap this bitch up.
Ask a fat about this and that. It's time to chat with the fats.
All right, I'm going back to find Charlie's question that he was going to ask. Where did it go? Here we go. Charlie says, Rick, have you picked wedding food yet? And what barbecue place are you choosing?
So, the place for the food has been chosen, not the specific dishes as of yet, and it's not going to be a barbecue place. Before we had any plans, I had so when we were talking about weddings, like in theory, before I had proposed, I had soft pedaled the idea, and it was met with a little resistance. And then when it became more of a real thing, it was met with resistance.
I think you have to have to serve barbecue at a wedding. Your wedding has to have a certain vibe to it.
Yes. And this is not this wedding's not going to be that.
It's from what I've seen, I got to see, what do you call it? The style guide.
Yeah.
I got to see that. Are you in trouble for me saying that?
Possibly, but it's my fault. So
all right,
go for it.
And it looks like just a very traditional wedding. And when you marry a wedding planner, just trust her.
Yes, exactly. See, the thing is, that's my overarching thing.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Charlie says they had a pig roast at his wedding.
I know that won't be happening.
Yeah, but it was also at his family's farm. So
fair.
That's a little different vibe than what Sam and Rick will have.
Yeah.
I get that. Okay. Emails. Here we go. First one, real quick, comes from Kyle. Charlie's Cheesesteaks on 105th and Harlem has a bidet attachment in the bathroom. That is all correct.
There it is.
The one on 111th and Cicero has one too. It is I think it is a Charlie's thing. And I forgot to mention this. I sent you the photo this week. Went to Charlie's. I got the 6-piece boneless wing meal, which is 6-piece boneless wings and fries and a drink. And then I added on 4 more boneless wings.
Yeah.
It's $12.
Oh.
It's a great deal. The wings are terrific. So if you have a Charlie's cheesesteak and wings by you, everything there I've had is good. The cheesesteak was great too. But those wings are, especially in comparison to other wing places, the value is tremendous. And the size of the boneless wings is significant. So it's a great value. And it's super fast. It is a place you're in and out of in 15 minutes. You're full. You didn't spend a ton of money. I love that place. So check out Charlie's cheesesteak and wings if you haven't. There's a ton of them opening up locally.
Yeah, I have to go again. I have one not far from me because I work near the Yorktown Mall. So there's one in the mall. So I just have to go again.
Yeah, it's time.
All right. This one's from Dave on the north side. Dave in North Riverside, because again, I can read.
Yeah.
Hey, Fats. Childhood fat and still fat at heart here. Question.
Sounds like a normie to me.
Have you ever tried to manipulate a family member in a subtle or perhaps passive-aggressive way to choose something you wanted for dinner? For example, as a kid, my favorite place to eat was Barone's Pizza in Lisle. They have wonderful tavern-style pizza. Barone's had a promotion where you get a free pizza if you collected a certain amount of menus. My mom saved their menus in a kitchen drawer. Yeah, everyone has a menu drawer.
Or the Aurelio shields from the box.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
One afternoon, I took a menu out of the drawer to read it. Yes, I like to read menus. When I decided to place it out in the open by the phone, back when phones had cords, hoping to influence my mom's decision on what to have for dinner. That night, my mom ordered pizza, and I was ecstatic that my plan worked. I strategically tried the menu by the phone trick several times throughout my childhood. Didn't always work, but it probably paid off a good percentage of the time.
I like that. That's like Ralphie putting the BB gun ad in his mom's magazine.
Mm-hmm.
Barone, I don't know if it's Barones or Baronis, but there used to be one in Payless. That place was good.
Yeah.
It is just good, greasy, like textbook tavern style pizza.
Yeah, see, I've done that with people where they will be like, okay, what are a couple options for dinner? And if it's I have to do this with someone that I know they like the place that I want to go to as well, I will mention that place, and I will mention 2 other places that they either definitely like less or like that we just had that type of food. So even if it's something that they like more, well, we just had it, so that's going to go into the thinking.
I like that. That's wise. Yeah, I'm sure I've influenced. I mean, we could do this, but then we could do this, but I don't know. That's so far, and it's a little expensive, and I feel like we just had that. Like, yeah, let's just do this. And you're like, oh yeah, that's easy. You just kind of swing it into easy mode.
Yeah.
All right. We got one more quick one from Rush Schneider, our producer, who thinks we will not answer this. He says, "Who should be the next host on The Score? I'm only sending this to make Jay laugh. I doubt it makes it on the show. Hopefully, I can listen live." He is listening live.
Yes.
It seems like the worst kept secret in town. I honestly don't know.
No, I don't either. Like
But
we are thankfully at this point, like enough removed to where we are not in the inner circle of conversations. Like if you were still working there and you had more inside info.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Things sure seem to be pointing Jason Goff's way though.
Yes.
Which would be awesome. I honestly don't know the answer to it. I don't have any insight. I haven't even inquired, to be honest with you.
And then I know like the literal posted articles and stuff say whoever it is will be like with Spiegel in afternoons, as opposed to maybe putting Jason and Lawrence together or Dan and Jason together, like whatever the combination of people would be.
Yeah.
It seems like that's the leader in the clubhouse. Do we want to go with that as at least what it would be? But for either of us to say like, oh yeah, that's actually it.
Yeah, truly. I have 0% insight aside from like Jason's like sharing a lot of the stories, which would be,
hey, that's good. Whether it's actually true.
Yeah, I guess so.
Or just for that next time when you come up with the bosses and at the ringer and be like, hey, this is still possible.
Yeah.
So just
and the NBC Sports thing with the Bulls. Too.
Right. Exactly. Well, whatever it's called now, because we're getting close to basketball and hockey season.
Yeah, they should probably figure that out.
Yeah, they should probably figure out what the hell's going on.
But if I know anything about network launches in Chicago, they always go smoothly. All right. Let's wrap things up. This has been really long.
Yeah.
I can't believe this many people hung with us this long.
Yeah.
If you're still with us, please hit that like button and please subscribe to the YouTube page. If you haven't seen it on YouTube, it's there right now. Whenever you're listening to this, it's there, youtube.com/I'mFatPodcast.
Well, now that you're stealing my bit, follow us on all of our social media at I'mFatPod, I'mFatPod@gmail.com. Check out the Spotify and Patreon if you like. I'mFatMerch.com. If there's not a sale now, wait 12 hours. There probably will be.
Yes.
If you want our stuff, cool. If you want to look at other stuff on TeePublic, still use our link because we get a kickback off of that as well. As Jay mentioned, youtube.com/I'mFatPodcast. Subscribe, like each video, and just watch those videos. Let them roll in the background, even if you have no intention of actually watching us, which, hey, could be good for your self-confidence because you're looking at us.
As of right now, TeePublic tells me there's 52 hours left in the sale.
Oh.
So I'm saying this at 9:13 p.m. on August 26th. So good chance of
Lord
this
2024.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah. We need those hours, like basically the hours consumed is probably the best way to say it for everyone here to understand it.
100%.
Yes. And then subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe, unsubscribe, and resubscribe to the regular podcast feed and leave us the old 5-star rating and review. We've gotten one fairly recently. It'd be great to get a few more. And the best thing you can do is check out our sponsors. Charlie the Bacon Guy, Monster Wallen Park, Kratos Culinary Kitchen, and Nik and Ivy Brewing. So for Jay, I'm Rick. And this is the I'm Fat Podcast.
I hope you have a fantastic day.